Welcome back to Season 2 of my survival world. I hope everyone's having a great day. Last episode, we moved. I left my starter area, and we moved to this desert. And I built this starter house along with the palm tree next to it. I think it looks really nice. I'm a really big fan of this build style, and I can't wait to build more in this style, which obviously we're gonna do today. First things first, though, I never actually pointed this little section out last time when I built it, but this is going to be an area for some animals. I just never brought them over, so I want to do that as immediately as possible in this video because your boy needs food. I have 7 apples and 38 pieces of wheat to my name, and of course this 1 pork chop. Now I don't have any leads, but I do have a lot of string, so we should be able to craft some. I'll just grab 2. Oh, well, I wanted to make 2, but I guess the crafting recipe for a lead gives you 2 of them, so now I have 4. Whatever. So let's head over to this village. There are 2 cows over here, I'm pretty sure. And I would definitely like to steal those. This guy looks a little lost. Hold on, let me go save this chicken first. The chicken is now safe. Go live your life, man. And then I'm thinking that the main goal for this episode is actually going to revolve around these guys, these farmers. I want to get working on some villagers much earlier than I did in Season 1 here. And the reason for that is because one of my long-term goals for Season 2 is to completely renovate a village. And it's going to be this village that I'm renovating, but not here. I'm going to move all of them over there. I just like the terrain a little bit more around where I built my starter house. So I want to get started on that village like renovation today. And the first villager house we're going to build is going to be for some farmers, just because I do need some food. If I can unlock golden carrots pretty early on, that would be ideal. But before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to go grab these cows. And one of them made it in here, I guess. I'm also taking this smoker. I'm sorry, but you no longer have a job. Last episode as well, we got this zombie camel. Look at him, dude. He's the best. I didn't actually ask for any name suggestions last time, so I'm going to do that here. So please, in the comments, if you would like to, comment a name suggestion for this camel, and then I'll pick one next episode. I do have a name tag back at home, so I can actually officially name the camel as well. So let me know what you think our zombified camel should be named. How did you break off your lead? I don't understand how you did that, but your cousin didn't. Come on. Why are you being so difficult, man? This is the second time you broke your lead. Just work with me here, please. This might be tricky. Can I get these guys up here? Okay, we're good. No casualties just yet. Oh, and we're chilling. We are chilling. We're in the clear. Just don't run into the cactus. Oh, no. Okay, we're not completely in the clear. I don't know if this is the same cow, but I'm willing to bet all of the money in my bank account that is the same cow that kept breaking off the lead in the village. Did it do it again? You are such a problem child. Why? Oh, and actually, before I throw these guys in the pen, I do want to... Why are you walking like that? But I do want to exchange out the sand in here for some coarse dirt. I think that's going to look a little bit better. But this dude is paying me a visit. You have some pointed dripstone. I would actually like that. I should have some emeralds. Yeah, we have 13. Cool. Just going to grab as much of this pointed dripstone as I can. 10 pieces of pointed dripstone. Thank you. I'm also now completely out of food. So I'm going to have to grab some of this bread. I don't want to use it all, though, because I want to actually breed up my cows still. So 10 pieces of bread. That is not going to last very long. You're not allowed in my house. No. Oh, I have 9 pieces of cooked mutton in this smoker. Dude, we're so back. Maybe we don't need food after all. No, of course we do. Completely lost track of what I was doing. Oh, coarse dirt. Okay, yeah, of course. Dirt. Let me go grab some gravel. Let me go gravel some gravel. I'm done making those puns. Is there any down here that I can get without like There's a spawner right here? Wait, hold on. How did I not even just look down there? That's crazy. It's skeletons? Oh, that's big. Okay, ow, I'm gonna die. No, don't hit me off. Don't hit me off. We're alive. We're alive. Okay, we're chilling. That's a skeleton spawner, though. That's incredibly useful. Maybe I actually convert that here in a little bit, too. I'm really glad that I found this. What do we got? We got cat. That's like the best of the OG music discs, by the way. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. I'm kidding, of course. I got cat once again, and we also have 13. I'll take 2 cats. I have 2 cats in real life, might as well. Okay, let's continue the mission I actually went on. I want to find gravel. I still don't see any. Wait, I'm an idiot. There's so much gravel over here. Yeah, what? I'm so stupid. There's so much gravel on these stony shores. What am I doing? All right, we got a stack of gravel. Let me go ahead and grab a stack of dirt as well. I'm just gonna do that over here in the forest. I'm gonna try not to ruin too much of the terrain either. All right, got a stack of dirt along with that stack of gravel. Makes us 2 stacks of coarse dirt. Sick. What? I don't think that's supposed to happen. You guys are back again? Oh, I hate these guys. All right, come on. Ah, I'm gonna have a heart. No, don't kill me. We're alive. We're alive. Bob and weave, folks. Bob and weave. Ow. Oh, okay, I died. I'm glad this is survival. Don't mind me, fellas. Just gonna grab all my stuff back real quick. Thank you, thank you. Not even close the second time. Oh man, another war field over here. I wish these guys would just let me go. I feel like I should find a mod that just disables them because they're just so annoying and they don't really add any actual challenge. I mean, okay, I'm saying that after dying. I don't have full iron armor yet. If I had full iron, I definitely would not have died. I'm definitely not coping, by the way. Zero cope at all in this man's voice. Look at it. Look at this guy. Does this look like a dude who's coping? No. Anyway, let me go ahead and actually exchange out all of this sand. And I guess we have a weird looking cow. You wanna go? All right. See you later. Go back to your boy. Okay, this feels a lot better as an animal enclosure. So let's grab the cows and let's take them inside. Oh, did I just lead them together? Hold on. How do I... How do I undo that? Also, I'm pretty sure the cows can jump out right here. So I'm gonna change this design slightly. Okay, let's do that instead. Just some mud brick walls in the corners with a couple fence gates connected to them. I think that looks pretty cool. Now, can I figure this issue out? Okay, so that worked. And that worked. Okay, cool. I don't know how I did that by accident. Anyway, though. Breed up. Make a baby cow. Man, I'm sorry what's going to happen to you one day. But we got some cows over here now. That's nice to see. We have a food source kind of developing. And the next thing that I want to do is I would like to go mining, just because we have like nothing. Pretty sure I have 2 pieces of iron left. Yeah, so I have 2 pieces of iron and 17 pieces of copper. So we're struggling. But these 4 pieces of cooked mutton are definitely not enough to sustain me in a full mining trip. So I think what I should probably do is start working on a crop field of some sort. And while I'm making that, I'll just continue to breed up the cows over and over again. And hopefully by the time I'm done, the cows are at a spot where I can actually kill them and get a decent amount of food. And then we can hit the caves. I feel like that's a pretty good tentative plan for right now. And I'm also going to be using those last 2 pieces of iron on another pair of shears because I think I want to make the boundary of this farm out of azalea leaves. Probably a combination of azalea leaves, flowering azaleas, and then moss with like a little bit of short grass on top. I think that'll look really nice, bring some lushness over here to the desert, but I don't think I have enough azalea leaves to complete like an entire farm. So let me just grab up a little bit of bone meal and we can bone meal our one little azalea bush over here. That should be plenty, about 1.5 stacks of azalea leaves. Of course, I gotta remember that I'm gonna combine this with some flowering azaleas and some moss. I'm definitely gonna need a little bit more short grass though. We only have 4 pieces. So let me pop over to the plains biome over here. And let's harvest up a whole bunch of the short grass. Oh, and then I should also definitely head into the mesa a little bit more and grab up some of that new like desert grass, whatever it's called. Dry grass or something? I forgot what it's called. But we shouldn't need too much of this stuff here. I think 20 will be plenty. 22, that works. And let's head over in this direction. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go into some of the newer chunks, but that's not super far away. Okay, there we go. I'm seeing some on the horizon now. Oh, these dogs look sick. I don't have any bones. I would tame one of these guys, but I don't have any. Maybe we can come back later to grab one of those dogs. If I remember, I'll try to do it in this episode. But yeah, okay, we're seeing some of the new grass now, so let's grab up a whole bunch of this stuff. This should be the last thing I need to gather before I make the crop field that I'm thinking of. And farming time lapses are still probably my favorite kind of time lapses in the game. So let me cut it to the first time lapse of this episode. Now, building up this farm didn't really take all that long, so honestly, I didn't get that many opportunities to breed up my cows, and I still desperately need food. So I just decided to venture out a little bit towards the plains biome, towards the acacia biome that's also nearby, just to kill up some animals. And while I was doing this, I stumbled across an acacia village. So I gathered up all of the hay bales that I could find, and I also found a library. I feel like an acacia librarian house is fairly rare. I don't normally stumble across those too often. This was a pretty good head start for enchanting for us. And I also got a free lectern out of it, so I'll always take that. But now with a decent stockpile of food, I think I'm ready to start mining. And while I was making the crop field, I think I came to the conclusion that I'm not gonna actually go underground today and mine under there, because the thing that I'm mainly after is iron. And my favorite way of finding iron is just to go scale a mountain. It spawns very, very abundantly, very high above the ground. And I think I would rather do that than go underground right now. I've also definitely looted these, right? Yeah, okay, I think I looted these earlier today, actually. But that's gonna be the plan. And in my travels from last episode, I did see like one of those calcite mountains in a jungle nearby. I think it's over in this direction. So I'm gonna head off over here and hopefully stumble across that same mountain range. And obviously, full disclosure, I know there's a ton of huge mountain ranges off this way, like towards my other civilization, you know, season 1 of my survival worlds. But I kind of want to keep this season completely fresh, so I don't really want to backtrack too much. I kind of want to keep looking forward this way. So I'm going to try to find all the materials that I'm going to need for season 2 just off in this direction somewhere. And I think I should be able to find this mountain range again. And if I can't, I'll just, you know, continue exploring until I find one. And then I'm thinking maybe next episode, we actually hit the caves, maybe go try to find some diamonds. Or maybe not even, I don't know. I kind of want to chill with iron for a little while. Use a bunch of iron tools to kind of have my next few builds because, you know, if you didn't see season 1 in this world, I take things very slow in this game. I will grab a little bit of iron from here if I can see any, though. I don't see any iron, but I do see some gold. That's probably worth going after. But I do take this game very slowly. That was actually kind of the point of this series in general. I wanted to enjoy the little things about this game again. And one of those little things is just using early game tools like iron and now copper that it's in the game. So I think spending the first like few episodes only using iron and copper sounds like a pretty cool idea. Obviously, I'm going to eventually get diamond. I'm eventually going to get enchanting and all that fun stuff, but we're going to take things a little bit slowly here. I'm also running a little bit low on coal, so this will definitely help with that. And coal also spawns a ton up in mountains. So I'll probably grab up all the coal and iron that I see whenever I find a nice mountain range. Okay, there's that mountain range I was talking about. As you can already see, there's some iron peeking out over there. Whole bunch of calcite up there too. So let's definitely head in this direction and let's grab up a lot of this stuff. And then I think after this, I still want to find spruce wood. Haven't come across that yet here in season 2. So I think what I'll probably do is spend a lot of time in this mountain range here, just gathering up all the iron that I can. And then I can probably continue exploring, probably just like in a straight line or so, until I hit the ocean, and hopefully that connects up to a spruce biome somewhere. And this is actually probably a good time to mention this as well, but I think I want to bring back the Q&A segments in these videos. So if you haven't been watching season 1, at least earlier on, pretty much every episode I would have a Q&A segment where I just answered like 5 or 6 questions. And it was typically when I was doing something like this, like running around mining iron, gathering resources, just doing like random busy work. I would usually just, you know, take the time to answer the questions. And I want to bring that back here for season 2. Now, I don't have any questions to answer in this video, and this guy is nearly in better armor than I am. Oh, he gave me his pants. We're putting those on. For sure. There's a jungle temple over here. Let's actually go loot that first before I start gathering any iron. But yeah, I want to bring back the Q&A segment. So what I'm going to ask of you guys, if you would like to, post some questions down in the comments. and I'll go through and answer them. And if I don't actually end up answering your question in a video, I'll just go through and respond to some of the comments with some answers, just so your question still gets answered. Now, I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've ever actually done one of these the correct way before, and I don't know if that's gonna start today or not, but at least we got a new smithing template. I've given up already. I'm just gonna mine through. What do we got? 3 pieces of iron and some bones. Incredible. I made it part of the way up to the top of the mountain, and you can already see a lot of iron peeking through. There's some there, some there. There's some there and there. There's a ton of iron to be had here. I'm gonna run around this entire mountain then for the next little while, just gathering up every piece of iron that I come across. And let's see how much I end up with. Whose kid is this, dude? Get out of here. But I went through the entire mountain and a small neighboring mountain as well. And after all that, I have a stack and a half only of raw iron. So honestly, it wasn't too successful. Did get a lot of coal though. 35 blocks of coal is a lot. So honestly, I'm content with this for right now. I am going to try to hit the ocean. I think there is an ocean over here somewhere. So I'm gonna hit the water and see what else I can find here. I still kind of am in the mood to go mining for some more iron. So if I end up finding any more big mountain ranges or anything, or just seeing any iron here on the coast, I'll hop out of the boat and go grab it. But hopefully when I'm back again, I am in a spruce biome. We found it. We finally found some spruce. Let's go. There was also a pillager outpost right over there, so I might as well go check that out too. This wasn't so bad though. I just had to kind of push through the ocean until I found a forest biome that led to this birch forest, and then I just kind of ran through that to get to here. So it wasn't so bad. This very easily could have taken a lot longer. I've also been killing like every cow that I come across, and we have 21 additional pieces of leather, 60 more pieces of raw beef. And I think with this 21 leather, I should be really close to having enough for an enchanting table when I get home. So I'm thinking we maybe build 2 things today. I still want to focus on a farming villager for the first build, but then the second build, you know, we did find that zombie spawner earlier today. So I'm thinking that I can also convert that into an experience farm today and put a little build around it. Sounds like a good plan to me. But first, let me grab 4 of the spruce saplings. Perfect. Okay. Might as well grab up all the sugarcane too if I have to start preparing to enchant when I get home. I'm gonna head over to the pillager outpost here though. The loot in these places usually isn't really that good, but it's probably worth checking out. All right, what do we have in here? We have a goat horn. That's always cool. Some additional carrots. I mean, I guess I'll take them. A little bit of dark oak wood that I really don't need. And this bottle of enchanting. Cool. Like I said, the loot in here is typically not that good, but it does give me a pretty good vantage point here of the spruce biome. And I am not seeing any structures in the distance. I was looking for a village. I don't really think there is one in the immediate area. Let me get on top of this little hill here and see if this gives me any better view. My render distance is up to 32 chunks, so I should be able to see pretty far away. And once again, it is not looking like there is any kind of village nearby. Unless I'm just entirely missing something, but I don't think I am. There's a different chicken, though. What's good, man? But because I don't see a village immediately, I'm just gonna head back home. I got everything that I kind of set out for, so I'm pretty comfortable heading back now. And once I get home, I can start working towards the first build for the episode. I'm now home, smelting down all of the iron that I gathered in the mountains. And also, let me go ahead and plant down a big spruce tree over here with the rest of my trees. And then, since there's a sandstorm here, does this mean it's raining? Okay, it does. I think I might fish for a little bit, since it is raining. I don't think I've fished yet in this season. And you guys know me, all right? Big fan of fishing in this game. But last episode, I got this Unbreaking 3 fishing rod. And I'm gonna go all the way in the middle of the ocean over there. I don't have my boat, but it's fine. Because this way, if it turns nighttime, I could probably still fish through the night if it's raining. If I just like light up this area. I don't think anything's really gonna hurt me there. So let me do this, and then I'll be back either when I fish up something cool or when it stops raining. Just whatever happens first. It's no longer raining, so fishing session is over. It was very unsuccessful. Only cool thing I got was this one enchanted book, and it's quick charge 1. So it's pretty much useless because I mean, I'm never going to use it. Oh well, I will definitely be fishing again in the future. It is now time, though, to prepare for the next build in this area. And it's going to be kind of like what I said earlier in the episode for some farmers. And it's also going to be in this exact style pretty much. The only thing that's going to change is that I'm going to swap out the jungle wood for the newly acquired spruce wood. I think that's also going to look really nice in this area, but everything else is going to be the same. I need pretty much all of the materials though. Like, I don't really think I have anything like left over really. We have a very small amount of oak wood, a small amount of birch wood. I have a decent amount of this smooth sandstone, but I'll probably need some more. This is what, a stack and a half, a little bit more than that. I'll probably need like 4 or 5 stacks of smooth sandstone so we can continue tearing down the village over here. This should supply me with the sandstone that I need. And then other than the wall texturing blocks, I'll definitely just need to go ahead and harvest a couple spruce trees. I'll probably just grow a few of the big ones just a couple different times. That should probably be enough. The great thing about using like spruce and jungle in all these builds is that it's really easy to collect a lot of the wood type. It's always so annoying when you need a lot of birch or oak. It just takes so long. I think this bunny could use my help. Before I gather up any materials, come here, friend. Can I just like boost you out? Will that work? That did work. I think you can jump up to the top. Actually, I don't think you can. Hold on. We're getting places. Don't just... Okay. You're gonna die in that lava. I'm gonna go try to get a lead. Or let me actually stop the lava first. That would be smart. Don't die, my friend. You have so much to live for. The bunny is no longer here. I have no idea where it went. I'm hoping it got out. Let's actually see what just happened. If anyone's wondering, this is how we record all of my cinematics. It's a mod called Flashback, and it's phenomenal. Let's see where this bunny ended up going. Oh, did it just walk out over here? It's not moving anymore. It's stuck right there. Stop recording me! And look at me. I'm coming. Stop recording me! I'm all the way across my room. Is this gonna sound good? Probably not. Oh, I just barely missed it. Wow, it's right there. He's safe. Let's go. I also just want to see something else. I ended this recording session standing right next to a bunny. I'm pretty sure it was this one, and this is still the guy that was in the water. Yeah, because I walk up right here, and then I see this guy, and I end it right there. Okay, so this is still the same rabbit. So that is actually this guy right here. You're coming with me, friend. I saved you, and now you're going to be my pet. It doesn't really seem like he wants to be my pet, though. But you're going to chill right here, my man. What? What? How is there a lead on this? But there's not a... Okay. You're gonna chill right there. And I suppose this means I need 2 name suggestions for the episode. So if you would like to, provide a name for this guy down below. Or girl. I don't know what it is just yet. But I'll pick one of the names from the comments. And we'll name this rabbit next episode. But anyway, now that that distraction's over, I'm just gonna go ahead and gather up all the materials that I need for this new build. And for you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and start another building time lapse. All right, can you just make this easy? Seemingly no. You cannot just make this easy. I'm sure some of you noticed, but in that last clip, I was level 8. And when I started making the farm building, I was level 26. So something happened. I'm here to tell you exactly what happened. I went to go make a sandwich. And when I came back, I was dead. I guess I never paused the game, and a husk just smacked me up. So, you know, it happens to the best of us. You just don't want jobs? Either of you? There we go. Okay. Now, I would like wheat and carrots on each of you, at least. Carrots and potatoes is pretty good, because I'm probably going to eventually get potatoes, but I just don't have any right now. So, for the time being, let's try to get wheat and carrots on each of these. Okay, there's one. We got 1 wheat and carrots. And then there's the second one. Both of these now take wheat and carrots, which is exactly what we have planted right there. Perfect. All right, next up, let's actually get these 2 villagers in their new house. Okay, and now I think this place is villager-proof. I at least very much hope that it is. You're kind of kicking your friend out of the bed there, my man. All right, but like I said, I think this should be villager-proof in here. We have fence gates there, which villagers cannot open, and fence gates here, sealing off the staircase. I don't believe they should be able to get anywhere aside from these 2 rooms here. And as you can also see, I put a whole bunch of beds in this building, because I figured I could probably just breed these guys up, and this could be how we populate at least the next few villager buildings here. It turns out I'm going to need another crop field here in a second, because I just planted this entire thing in with carrots. So I guess that's going to be our carrot field. I'll have to make a new wheat one here pretty soon, but that's kind of all right. I feel like we're probably going to be trading carrots with these guys more than anything else. Trading wheat isn't super lucrative, but trading carrots could definitely be. But anyway, let's see if these villagers will breed. Oh, this guy is tweaking. You good, my man? I think he's good. Make a baby. You know what to do. Get over there. Sometimes you just need a little suggestion. All right, I'll check back on these villagers later. But yeah, anyway, here's the builds. I just realized I didn't really go over it just yet. As you can see, it's in like the exact same style as our starter house. It's just, you know, slightly different with the use of spruce here instead of jungle. I like the look of this a lot, and I definitely think it is a nice addition to the area. So hopefully you guys like it too. Everywhere is accessible in this building. I just have these villagers restrained to just the first like couple rooms here on the first floor. But if I actually pop upstairs, you can see that I have access to this balcony. We can kind of look out on our land that we don't really have much built on just yet. But then there's another balcony here out front as well. And then this goes into another room, which is just like a small like foliage room. I didn't really know what to put here, so I kind of just threw in some of this. And then up top again, it's just a pretty empty balcony, but pretty nice view. Pretty nice view of the area. But now that I have the new villager building built up, the next thing I would like to do in this video is I want to convert this spawner that we found in the beginning of this episode into a little experience farm. And let me just take a quick look at the area over here, because I was thinking that I would just make like a little house to kind of conceal this whole thing. And I feel like I could probably just put one right here. I'm not talking like the same size as the starter house or this villager house. Probably just like one of these rooms. I'm imagining this is going to be a very, very tiny house. But I think we can probably put this over here somewhere. But I think it would be in my best interest to go ahead and actually convert this into an experience farm before I do any other kind of building. Just because I don't want to build up an entire house and realize it's not in the right spot. So let me start working on this really quick. After a little while, the skeleton farm is up and running. And unfortunately, they don't drop down too far. So you have to hit them a couple times before they die, but it's alright. This should be useful for us for a little while. All the drops also funnel into this chest, so we should be loading up on some bones and arrows in no time. So now that the farm is up and functional, I can go ahead and start making the building over here. I guess after we take out these guys once again. Moving on to the house now. I think I'm gonna use a slightly different color palette. It's not really slightly different, it's actually pretty different. I don't know why I said slightly. But instead of using the same wall colors as these first 2 builds, with like the sandstone, the birch, and the stripped oak and whatnot, I'm gonna pivot and use some mud. I think having a couple different wall colors in this area is gonna look really nice. So I'm imagining alongside the mud that I just mentioned and the normal like sand color, I think we can also probably work in some terracotta eventually. Maybe just some like base terracotta or like some orange or something like that. I think that would look pretty nice. Maybe some like red sand. I think just expanding in that way would be a pretty good idea. It would bring a little bit more color and a little bit more personality, I think, to this eventual village. And I think I'm gonna have to make the mud the old-fashioned way, like that one diner does with Coke. I have about 6.5 stacks of dirt now. That should be absolutely plenty for this build. I don't even know if I'm gonna convert all of this to mud right now. I mean, honestly, I might as well. I'll use it in the future. Oh, and these villagers have populated very nicely. Every bed is taken now. Sick. They were getting busy in here, I guess. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a little mud converting station back here somewhere towards the trees. All right, so this pool right here is exactly 2 stacks of sand. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out this bottom layer. And now I should be able to convert 2 stacks of dirt at a time. And this should be a lot easier than doing this in the ocean. I'll definitely have to hit up the mangrove swamp in the next few episodes, just to kind of stock up for future builds. But this should suffice for now. And now along with this packed mud, I think I want like the wood accents to be bamboo. That might sound a little weird, and it might not honestly look that great when I start putting the blocks down, but in my head right now, I feel like it's gonna look kind of cool. So I'm at least gonna give this a try. I can always switch this out later. But we have like an entire bamboo forest over here to cut down. All right, let's convert all of this into blocks of bamboo. And then I'm gonna convert all of that into bamboo planks. So I'm thinking the yellow bamboo is going to look the best with this color palette. And the last thing that I need for this build is just going to be a little bit of cocoa beans, because I want to make some brown concrete powder. So let me run over here really quickly and grab up some cocoa beans, and then I'll go to the build site and lay out the color palette in its entirety. Actually, really quick, before I show off the color palette, on the palm tree we built last episode, I actually do want to put a couple cocoa beans at the top to maybe look like some coconuts. This was my original plan, and I just kind of forgot to do it, but then I received this comment by Odd Lemon Tree suggesting that I do exactly this, and I think this is a good idea. All right, I think I have everything that I'm gonna need to make this little house over here, so let me kind of go over my thought process on this color palette. So to start, just because I'm already up here, I mentioned this as well a little bit ago, but the wood accents, like all of these covered sections and everything, are going to be out of this bamboo wood. And again, this might end up changing, but as of right now, I feel like this could look pretty cool, so I'm gonna kind of rock with it. And then the walls here are going to be mostly out of mud, but I have a couple different texturing techniques that I would like to use. And one of those texturing techniques is going to use the concrete powder that I went ahead and gathered, and also just a little bit of coarse dirt to get slightly darker than that. I think that's gonna look good as a shadow for this wall. And then as well, to work in just a simple highlight, I'm going to be using a little bit of jungle planks and then some oak planks. And then I also have some mud bricks as well, just because that looks really good just next to some ordinary mud in a few different spots, just to kind of break up that mud texture. So the walls are going to look something like this. And of course with that bamboo roof. And then as for like the supporting beams for the roof, like these little fenced areas, I have the sandstone walls, and then we're going to use a little bit of birch fence. I think this is going to be a cute little house, and this is going to be a really useful house for us since it is our access to our experience farm. So let me go ahead and get this thing built with another time lapse. Now, after building up the new building for the entrance of the skeleton farm, I wanted to make the tree for the episode, and like last episode, I wanted to go ahead and make a palm tree, though I was entirely out of materials. So I started here by collecting up some jungle wood, by just tearing down one of the large jungle trees that we have. Then I wanted to stick to the same leaf block, so I went ahead and bone milled up an azalea tree just a couple times to get some leaves, and I finished off by just gathering a little bit of moss. And with these materials gathered, let me cut it to the final building time lapse of the episode, and let's get this second palm tree built. All right, the shaders are now turned on, so let's take a quick look at everything that I built today. So first things first, we have the new farmer building. And this thing is pretty nicely populated, though a lot of these guys have converted immediately into fishermen, because I have a ton of barrels in the area, but we'll fix this as we just need more villagers. This isn't really too big of an issue right now, but they're all alive still, so that's nice. And this is going to be my way of getting emeralds, at least early game. Maybe I'll change that, strategy later, but for right now, that should be good. Also, I built up this tree just a second ago. I think it looks pretty good, in the same style as the first palm tree in the area, and I think it frames out this new building actually rather nicely. A little bit thinner than the first one as well. I want to make it look like there's a bunch of different palm trees here rather than just like the same design, like the exact same design, copy and pasted everywhere. As we expand our crops, I'll probably end up making another crop field around this one as well, much like we did with the first tree today. I think this design is going to look really nice everywhere. So putting that over there just kind of makes sense, but that'll probably come next episode. I can probably figure out a way to get potatoes next time. And whenever we do that, we can make a nice big potato field right there. And then, of course, we have the mob spawner building. A different color palette than the other buildings in the area, but it's in a pretty similar style, and I think it definitely fits the area really nicely. I do think the bamboo wood actually ended up working really, really nicely. I like the birch as some of the other accents as well. Just decided to go with some scaffolding windows instead of the copper trap doors to kind of tie in to the birch, or not the birch, sorry, the bamboo. And I think it looks really good. I wanted to make this building a little bit smaller than the other two buildings in the area, just because honestly, I just wanted to come up with like a smaller desert house design that I can more easily replicate in this area, and I think this looks really good. We have a little staircase here on the outside to get up to the balcony, and also there's a staircase on the inside that's kind of pointless now, but oh well. There's just a little table over here so I can put a lantern down, and then a ladder to get to the top floor, where there isn't really much going on, but again, it's a nice vantage point. And I'll just walk in the front door so you can see what the immediate entrance looks like in this place. Just as you walk in, there's a handful of barrels and chests, just to act as some additional storage. A little bit more down at the end of this hallway, and then there is a bed up here. I kind of imagined if I'm down at the skeleton farm for too long and I come back up and it's nighttime, it would be nice to be able to take a nap. But then the skeleton farm itself is actually just down here. So this building is indeed very functional. And you know what? I'm proud of myself. This is 3 buildings in a row that I've done an interior for. Even though they are very simplistic and basic, they're at least done. So that's more than I can say for a lot of the buildings that we built in Season 1. But thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.